Guys, we're back. Hold on a second. I don't know why I'm in this bubble. Let's bring it back. There we go. We're back, baby. Tuesday night chill and chat. We're here. We're live. We're in the building. Little technical issues, but that's okay. We got to sort it out. You know, StreamYard, I'm still getting used to this. It's a whole different setup, and it's a whole different world. It's a whole different form of presentation, guys. But I appreciate everybody being here tonight. As you guys trickle in, we're going to say hi to each and every one of you. As always, guys, you know, there's not a lot of news right now going on in home arcade and our fun toys that we like to have fun with, the retro gaming aspect. But we're still going to make a show tonight, obviously. And I was just live on Saturday. A lot of happy Easter weekend to each and every one of you guys in the community here, and extended out to your families. We had WrestleMania. Thought WrestleMania was mid, but you got to understand, guys, I'm a big wrestling fan from back in the day, and those shows would blow these shows right out of the water. So I thought that the main event with Cody Rhodes and John Cena was very mid. Call me for what you want. I know there's some wrestling fans in the building. John Cena can't wrestle. Cody Rhodes can't be the one that carries. He's gonna have, like, if it was like The Rock in his prime, maybe he can make Cody Rhodes look good. And then Travis Scott, like, what? Like, who cares about this 67-pound dude? Like, what? Like, how the hell is he changing anything? I digress. I can't. If you get me on a wrestling podcast here, I'm gonna go crazy. Like, very mid, especially for a WrestleMania. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. You can let me know in the comments in the chat here what's going on. What else can we catch up on real quick? You guys, I just recently put on an X Arcade video. Wow, can you believe it? I mean, it's like full-fledged VR. I literally never would. I swear, guys, getting into this hobby, I never thought I'd ever have a VR headset, let alone an X Arcade, control panel to be able to play virtual pinball in. I'm gonna have some goodies coming in the mail as the form of a mini PC from my boy James Hates Everything. So we're gonna be able to pair that tank stick, maybe with some cool games, some cool retro games on the TV, and kind of do our version of Michael B's Megacade. So we'll see how that works. That'll be some fun stuff. If you haven't seen that video already, guys, go check it out. It just dropped today. Excuse me. I like to do these premieres now. It's great. I get to interact with you guys. We get to have a cool YouTube dramatic countdown. Like, I think it's fun. If I'm available for it, I will definitely do the premiere video on that. Now I know why Chase Brogdon, I know why he does those all the time. It's fun. It's fun interacting with you guys, you know. But yeah, so that was happening. What else? Oh, I don't know. We just did Golden Axe right behind me. They're playing Revenge of Death Adder right now. Listen, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but phenomenal job. I mean, that thing came out A tier, guys. That's A tier. I want to ask you guys this question, right? We're gonna get to say hi to everybody as we're strolling in here. All the late people that like to stroll in here, right? What do you guys think should be the next mod? Do we have a change in direction now? You know, we were very steadfast. I mean, we were changing the CornerCade over to XL. You know, in John D we trust, right? I'm sure a lot of people would get on board with that because this man wants to come out with the banger titles, you know, with awesome, iconic arcade titles. And that's, you know, to be cliche with the iconic arcade name, right? But he wanted to really do some cool stuff. And that seems to be like halted now, right? I mean, Michael B touched on it yesterday in his stream. And, you know, with just the news of, you know, what we get going on, you know, back and forth with tariffs and all that jazz, like the real world does affect arcade products, right? It affects arcade products. So I think right now we're kind of in a state of flux, right? Like, everybody can enjoy the stuff that they have, right? Enjoy it, right? Enjoy it till the cows come home, right? We got enough, right? But I kind of look at it. You got to understand, guess from what I'm kind of coming from, right? I have a total of 5 Pac-Man-esque cabs sitting behind me, guys. We gutted this whole thing. XMen, gone. Killer Instinct, gone. Golden Tee, the little guy, gone. Star Wars, gone. Class 81, gone. I mean, we could keep going on and on. It was a full-fledged rebuild. We were on board with John D's plan, right? And then we get the news of Basic Fun coming out. And Basic Fun saying, look it, we're going to do all the bangers. We know you guys want it. We know there's a niche here. I mean, you guys got to understand here. A small channel like myself in the home arcade community, we drew nearly 200 people watching Justin Wong's live stream because people were interested. People wanted to know about this Street Fighter. People want to spend money. We just need a company competent enough to make simplistic arcade cabinets that we can enjoy in our home arcade, guys. It's not a complicated math formula. Arcade 1-Up seems to have 2 left feet, and they are last week's news at this point. So, what are we going to do? So Basic Fun is going to take that ball and run with it, right? Well, they announced, we're not doing anything because of tariffs, and that's just the real world. I know we don't want to talk, necessarily about that, but it's the real world that we live in. And so now we have to redirect, right? So now I say, okay, well, do I just sit here and play VR? We got a Walkabout new course coming out May 1st. That's in what, 8-9 days? Do we do that, right? Well, that wouldn't be very fun for the channel, and I know you guys wouldn't really enjoy that. Or do we pick up the ball where we left off, and we bring the old and make it the new again, right? And this is something that I've always had plans for way back in the day, guys. Before this whole XL revelation, right? I wanted to say, hey, look, let's build this up. Let's bring the games back that we always wanted to do, that we never had a chance to get. Like, for example, I never had a chance to get Golden Axe, right? Just for that example alone. And now we're at a point where, hold on, my son is going crazy out there. Gonna lose the train of thought. Hold on one second. I gotta make sure my son is okay. I don't, if he fell down or something. Give me 1 second. I wish we could pause the TV timeout here or something. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. Let me just check real quick. Hold on, guys. Okay, my wife was there. I wanted to make sure everything was okay. It was something wrong with his tablet or something. She was already on it. So I just want to make sure, right? I want to make sure. Okay, so long and short. Okay, where was I? Okay, the old games making new again, right? I never had a chance to get my hands on Outrun. Here's another example, right? Golden Axe, right? We had Frogger, but it just, for those of you that have these games, the Froggers, the Outruns, the Golden Axes, you guys know that these form factors are so dated. It's almost getting like a plasma TV in your house, right? Like a thick, big old beastie plasma TV on wheels. Like that technology is outdated, right? You go through the marquees, the no coin door, no speaker grills, it just go on and on. The poor speaker quality with these games, right? I mean, the washed out marquees, I mean, the form factors, the non-slanted control decks, the height, everything that's included, the riser, right? These things had risers. So that's not like a thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing anymore. Like those things are so gone and they never were remade again. They never were remade. And so now we got to make them into something new again, right? So what do we do? Right? We mod, right? This door has always been open for modding no matter what, right? So now if you think about it, I showed on the other day in the Facebook groups, there's a phenomenal Star Wars mod that a guy did, right? And I showed that on the show, and it really got me thinking. Again, what can we do again, right? So now the XL cabs aren't coming out. And before I get started, guys, I forgot to say hi to each and every one of you in the chat. I'm so deep now in this discussion that I literally forgot to say hi to every one of you guys. So you guys are pouring in. Let's go ahead. Let's scroll all the way to the top. Let's say hi real quick to everybody. Calvin Wong is in the building. Let's go, baby. Mike Hawkhurts is here. Says the mods look dope. If WrestleFest from Basic Fun is coming out, that'll be day 1-ish. Well, that ain't happening. That ain't happening, buddy. And we've got plans. We got contingency plans. We're going to talk about it. We're just diving in, Julio Hernandez, thank you. Another one of my moderators. Let's go. J-Rod, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Let's do this. Vic Vicious, the man of the hour right now. Vic Vicious has saved me. He's got me 1 foot in the door to possibly doing a Frogger. We're going to talk about it. Vic Vicious, they don't have control panels or encoder boards. They only got PCBs and Arcade 1-Up. So that's where we're at right now. Community, we're going to reach out to you guys and see if we can get our hands on a control panel for Frogger. Bill's Retro Gaming Show, what is going on, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me keep scrolling here. Provolone Joe, thank you so much, man, for being here. Let's do this. Who we got? Blast from the Past. That's a new name. Old school wrestling was and will always be the best. I mean, we were born in such a golden age. You talk about, when I talk about old school, guys, I'm talking about, late 1997, I would say all the way to 2001, 2002, maybe, I was in high school. and then it just kind of slowly got really bad. But who knows? They might change it around. Who knows, right? Mike Cockers, he's going to touch on WrestleMania. Big wrestling fan. So WrestleMania was good. They kind of backed themselves into a corner. The Cena heel turn should have been during the main event, not a month before. Yeah, we just recently discovered why that was. So I know TKO or something. Again, I don't follow too much of this, but TKO and Triple H and the crew behind the scenes, they reached out to The Rock, and The Rock said this on the Pat McCaffrey show. He said, look, our ticket sales are down. We need some kind of big dramatic thing, right? And this way, like, when the heck do we ever hear this, right? Like this is where the story writers should be doing their jobs. Like, so they had The Rock come in, do this like all final boss situation where the heel is gonna turn heel, and John Cena's gonna turn heel. Originally, I guess Cody Rhodes was supposed to turn heel, and he didn't want to do that. So they turned, well, what about John Cena then? Let's make him heel. So I don't know if you guys heard the story. It's kind of cool, a little background information, but that's why they did it for Elimination Chamber, because they needed to sell tickets. And you should never do that. That's not how you do stories. You just let it flow, right? You let it flow. Essentially, I don't watch a lot of wrestling, but I think they should just do away with the Elimination Chamber and just build up to WrestleMania and stop doing this 2-day event thing. It's stupid. Maybe it's me. Again, I'm also the type of guy, guys. Honestly, I'm the type of guy that I don't want a Raw SmackDown roster. It should just be the WWE. Right? Like there should be like 5-6 guys compete for the world title. You don't need to flush the entire, federation. You don't need with all this talent. Like, get rid of all this stuff. You got too much going on, But I digress. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, so see the Provolone jump, like night 1 versus night 2. Yeah, night 1 was better. Like that Paul Heyman, that was pretty shocking, right? Like that was a way better finish than Travis Scott coming to the ring. Do we even have wrestling fans in here? I was considering talking about wrestling. Who knows what's going on? J-Rod, thank you so much, man, for being here. He says, yeah, I have a friend that lives in Vegas that went to WrestleMania. He said everything was good up until the last match. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't that good. Joe Cade, what's going on, man? Danny, your X-Arcade unboxing and review was among your best ever. Well done, my friend. Thank you so much, dude, for supporting the channel. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, go watch it. I mean, I'm not going to pat myself on the back. You tell me how I did. I was, with 2 toddlers, it's not easy to do stuff. I'm telling you, I got to do this stuff at like 1, 2 in the morning. I know how Michael B feels now. It's literally the same thing. It's clone copy. I can't do the stuff during the day. One would think a 20-minute video would take, what, an hour, right? Not even close. It takes like a whole week. Like, it's insane. Chris Nooner. I'm sorry to call you Nooner. It's just how I know you, man. But NXNW, wrestling is still a thing. It's all about the draft week, baby. It's funny. The draft, actually, the NFL draft this Thursday is going to be in Green Bay, our state, Wisconsin. I hate the Packers. I'm a Bears fan. But they just talk about this on the news like we're literally getting a Super Bowl or like the Olympics. They've been building this up for 3 months now, and every day, and I'm older, so I listen to the news. Yeah, I get it, right? And so it's like, oh God, they're breaking down the pancake houses that are around here. Like, it's just the draft. Like, it's just the draft. But it's in 2 days, right? It's in 2 days. So it'll be, I guess, kind of cool. I don't know. It'll be good for the Green Bay, right? Jason, thank you so much, man, for being here. Wishing everybody great show. He'll be in and out. Thank you so much, man, for being here. James hates everything is in the building. Again, James is gonna help me get hooked up with a little care package. So that'll be kind of fun. Which may or may not, guys, contain a big piece to our future puzzle that we will get into later in the show. So James, stick around, man. Stick around. All right, Thumper Squid, thank you so much, man, for being here. My moderators are on point tonight. Everybody's in the building. Paul Mindeman. It's basically my bad signal. Someone shines an XL light in the sky and then there. I love Paul. Paul, what does Paul hate? Like, what does Paul, pinball? Should we talk pinball? God, what are some of the pinball companies? Like, besides Stern, like, what do we, let's let's talk some pinball. I love it. Alan, thank you so much, man, for being here. You buying these Arcade One-Ups back and modding them? That's a good question. So that's going to be part of our discussion. Well, it's going to be our discussion tonight. Stay tuned. Well, when we're done saying hi to everybody, we will end. I think that is, I say, well, the chat is flying, and we got my boy Ezekiel. Now, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, he's back, baby. Let's go. This is huge because he's like, I don't know, 80% of this puzzle, if not 90%. Ezekiel on the back end says, hi, Chad. I wanted to update everybody on the WrestleMania mod. Thank you, Ezekiel. My God. Chad, listen, I previewed this. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's a video dubbed, are we getting another Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe? Another one for 2024. Go check it out. Trust me, because there's an Easter egg at the end that I think I did a really fun and cool job on, right? The Undertaker came to the CornerCade. Go watch it, please. The Undertaker was at the CornerCade. I cannot stress this enough. But I teased this WrestleMania, what is that, 6 months ago now? I don't know. It could have been more than that. It's insane. It says, I took a break from home arcade scene, but slowly coming back. So here's the deal. Number one, we're finishing WrestleMania. Okay, chat, I want you to give a, oh, hell yeah, to Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger for that, because we need that. Now, number two says we still need to finish the pie imaging and make it run smooth. Number three, I will also update the red trim to purple trim. Holy shit. I'm sorry if I'm swearing, if we got family in the house, but that was something that I was not going to be able to do. I want it done right, you know, and we see people all the time putting like, you know, the tape over it and it just peels off. I want this done right? So if we could do the purple trim, wow, like that's insane, right? Number four, mod the control panel with the IL sticks and buttons. Number five, send it to Danny, 100%. Now, let me add a number 6 in there. So number 6, I got the Mortal Kombat cam right here, right? Now there's that block button, or is that the run button? There's a yellow button down below. I think that's the run button. That's the run button, right? Ezekiel, do we cut a new panel and get rid of that button? Because my boy G.I. Joe will be able to do that 100%. I love that man to death. So he'll be able to do that if we want to authenticate it just one step further, right? If we just get rid of those 2 buttons, we don't have to. I could put like black buttons in there that are dead buttons that don't do anything. But let me know in the chat. Nooner says, I like Frogger, just not arcade 1-ups. Okay, this is going to be another big thing, guys. We got a lot to talk about. This show turned from like nothing to something now. We got stuff to talk about, baby. Jason, thank you so much, man, for being here. It says, Iconic will get it together and bring us Double Dragon XL. I have faith. I have faith too. I just don't think anything will be happening this year unless somebody bends the knee, right? Somebody's got to bend the knee here and just say enough. So, but I still have hope. And we're still gonna go XL, but we got to fill the time, right? Let me ask you this, and Gramps Arcade, thank you so much, man, for being here. Let me ask you in the chat as we catch up here. How much would you pay for the golden X behind me? Remember, this is done right. I didn't throw a pie in there. This is Arcade 1-Up official, right? This is the easy menu, the easy UI. Everything's Joe Sabos. G.I. Joel did a phenomenal job with the wood quality on that control panel. I cannot stress you enough. I'm very meticulous when it comes to this stuff. It's got to be done right. Like, why do something if you're not going to do it right? Right? Ezekiel said, move things. More things are coming. XL things. Stay tuned. Be patient. Stay tuned. Remember, Ezekiel had a little nudge with John D there because he was doing their apparel and doing giveaways. So he might know something we don't. I'm just saying. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Actually, and congratulations, Ezekiel, for that Zoltar. Jason, you're a mensch. I love you. We were horsing around on Arcades Anonymous. At good faith, being a content creator, I shouldn't enter contests, but I get too hyped and excited. So I think that should be like the kind of unwritten rule in the home arcade community, or content creators. Give it to the mass, give it to the community. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be entering to try to win prizes. And Jason, it was so funny. He's gonna take care of me on the back end. I'm just saying. Yeah, Ezekiel was the next man up to win a Zoltar at the Arcades Anonymous stream, and I couldn't been happier. He texted me right away. It was so hilarious. Couldn't have gone to a better person. I mean, there are so many good people in the home arcade community, so it's so cool to see like just veterans that have been guys. Most of you do understand, but I'm learning. I'm still new. I've been doing 1-2 years now. I've been doing this for so. There are people in this home arcade community that I will see a random video, right? Let's just say it's a Michael B or P-Dubs video from like 5 years ago, right? And I'll just click on it just cause, right? I'm killing time, right? I'm seeing, live stream names in there and I'm like, holy cow, you guys have been here since like the inception of home arcade. Like, that's crazy. That's so cool. So for you guys to welcome me with open arms, being a new person, I couldn't. This is why I do the show. You know what I'm saying? This is why I get on for you guys. I could easily be playing a game right now or laying in bed with my wife, So it's so cool that there's so many cool names out there that like hey, you guys have been here forever. It's awesome. It's awesome. Hayden, dude, looking to make an Atari Cabaret cabinet with multiple swappable control panels. Ooh, Hayden, then you should do the arcade one up, behind me. Let's see if I can get out of the way a little bit. The Pac-Man Plus Deluxe, because that's like a cabaret wood grain style cabinet, which we'll be turning into something here. We will see. Blast from the past. He went to WrestleFest 88 at Milwaukee County Stadium. Holy cow! I mean, that's a throwback right there. That's retro if I've ever seen it. All right, Maddox, thank you so much, man, for being here. We know the games list for the new Pac-Man arcade one up. It's gonna be the same old, same old. So when it does hit the store, it's not gonna be like anything new. You can pretty much clone copy it from the Pac-Man, the deluxe, the yellow one that's behind me, because and they might throw some like 45th anniversary branding on like the menus and stuff. Nothing crazy. Pinball Junkies. You ever watch BKFC? No. What does that stand for? Help me out. Help me out. I don't watch a lot of TV besides the news. All right, guys. Dan Z sliding in the last one. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. All right. Wow. The chat is flying. I'm kind of gonna skip over. We could be here all day. Oh, I asked a question too, and help me remember what we just did because we're just talking and walking here. Calvin Wong said $99. I got $504.99. What did I ask? What would you pay for what? What did I ask? I completely forgot. I'm sorry, guys. JT, thank you for being here, man. I'm an OG from the start. Yeah, JT was one of those guys that I can't remember. Like, there's so many names that I'm like, oh, no way. I think like Vic Vicious, Thor Casey. I'm sure Paul Mindeman. I don't want to throw names out there. Chris Nooner, you were there for sure. It's so crazy that like I was just I couldn't get the smile off my face. I'm like, that's really cool. Like, it's not like I was here and what I'm saying, like we started this. Like, I'm a brand new person to the community, right? And for you guys out to watch me after I was a fan, guys, I'm still a fan, right? I watched those streams. The only difference is I didn't have any of this stuff. And I was a fan and I said, wow, this is incredible. Like, I want to talk about this stuff. It's cool. And look we got 51 people in the house now. Let's do this, guys. Mystery Encoder is back, baby. He says, forgot you were going live. Guess it's because I already knew you were staying all replacing stuff with SE caps. I am not. Mystery Encoder will have you believe that these SE caps are like a gift from the Walmart gods, right? Like, these screens are amazing. They're more high def. Mystery Encoder, let me tell you something. If you got an iPhone screen on there and it is 4K resolution, okay, whatever, right? It's the size of an iPhone. But if you do, I don't know, a 19-inch and it's 1080, I'll take the 19-inch 1080 any day. That's just my personal opinion. Right? So funny. I gotta remember what I asked you guys as far as what we're gonna pay, right? Bare Knuckles Fighting Championship. No, I've not. Thank you for clarifying the BKFC. I do not watch. I'm not into like MMA or any of that stuff. Chris C, thank you for being here. I told you everybody's trickling in late. Everybody's trickling. That's why it's okay. We're getting this party started here. Okay. Well, remind me, chat, when I asked you what would you pay for what? I completely forgot. So help me out here. Vic Fisher says, Danny, I'm an OG. I've been in this community since day one with One Up Weekly, Ralph, and Justin. Isn't it crazy to see how things have like turned and changed and evolved? Can you imagine how cool One Up Weekly would have been with your boy? Like, the guy that bleeds, arcade one up, these home arcades. Guys, this is not like I'm not talking about anybody, I'm talking about myself, right? This is not just some kind of like thing I get on here. I make my $100 a month and I go skippity along my way. This is a passion and a hobby of mine. And if you guys can't tell that from my channel, then I gotta wake up or something, right? This is not something I do for what, quote unquote, views or YouTube monetization, any of that stuff. Like, you don't get views doing this stuff. This is home arcade. We're very tiny, guys. We're a very tiny bubble, right? So, all right, we're back. Where are we at here? Okay, let's see. Paul Minnan says those SE cabs are a bane to this community's existence. I will say this: the SE cabs, like, for what they are, let them be that, right? The peasant version, Cade, whatever you want to call it. Don't trickle that into your deluxe line. definitely do not mess around with doing things with the XL line. We'll get into maybe some of that, maybe just now bring it up, like I really hope they do an XL cabinet this year. I think Arcade One Up though is just so, I don't want to say last week's news, but it's just like they don't target like kind of what we're interested in. Yeah, you might pick up a, I don't know, a pinball, or not a pinball, a Hello Kitty claw machine, right? Okay, just a one off, right? But they're not something that's like, oh man, like I got to put Arcade One Up in my thumbnail so I can see if people are going to tune in. That's not what they are anymore. They are a whole different brand. They're a whole different ball game. They're a whole different, targeting a whole different community, you know. And I think they're kind of lost. Okay, I cannot pronounce this name, so I'm going to leave it to the chat. But thank you for tuning in. I will say that. Please give this channel a thumbs up to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Let's go. That's awesome. Hello from France. So the French woman, to my friends, are you in the States or are you over yonder? Let me know, because, CornerCade goes international sometimes here and there. Let's do this. Okay, let's see. Man Ben Han, thank you so much, man, for being here. Let's go. Danny doing it for the love of home arcades. Always, guys, always. I'm telling you right now, it's not a joke, man. It's not a joke. It's going to be the love for VR here, too, soon. Okay, so, all right, guys, so we said hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much, man, for being here, guys. Like I said, give this video a like if you haven't. Help support the channel. Okay, so let's talk about what we were talking about here. We're kind of all over the place, and that's how we run the show here. So 2025 is nothing, right? It's just a blank canvas at this point. We were really hyped, and like I said, we had almost 200 people want to know about the John D Street Fighter cab, right? And that was some exciting times. I'm still very excited and hopeful, and it'll come. Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Third Strike were the main games I was really excited to get my hands on that Street Fighter cab. We haven't really seen those official in the home arcade community yet. So that'd be really, really cool. But so that kind of got paused, right? Then you hear the basic fun stuff. You really get hyped, because they're just like, we're doing Turtles, we're doing WrestleFest, we're doing everything, right? It's like, oh my God, like we haven't seen this in years. I mean, we would get like Ridge Racer, Terminator, Outrun, right? Golden Axe, but now it's like we're just getting Pac-Mans, right? Just and a little bit of Mortal Kombat, right? And it's like, okay, that's way way too played out. So now we go into a time where now we're getting nothing, right? So I had to think to myself here. I had to think, what do we do, right? Do we just enjoy the stuff we have? Well, of course we always will, but I gotta stress this enough to you guys. Now you can't see my At Games pinball on the side here. You can't see Time Crisis or Big Buck Hunter, and you can barely not even see NBA Jam. So I want you to know that we have those games, right? But if you look behind me, I want you to take a big hard look here. We have a Pac-Man cab here, right, in Dig Dug. A Miss Pac-Man there, right? We got a Pac-Man cab here, a Pac-Man, and a Pac-Man in the Galaga, right? And that's a lot of Pac-Man. Now, you got to understand that the Miss Pac-Man and the Pac-Man, the original OG cab there, I got for a steal. So that was a no-brainer to, like, flip down the road. Two of those can get me an XL, right? But then we say, okay, what are we doing? Like, I don't even have a Street Fighter right now, right? I got the Marvel cab behind me, Mortal Kombat, Golden Axe, maybe like a Fast and Furious. There's not a lot of game variety, right? Not a lot of game variety at all. So I think to myself, okay, what do we do? What do we do here? Now, Ezekiel Chicago Retro Ranger was a phenomenal, guys. Like, I love all of you guys. Like, this is crazy. You don't have to do this at all, but he got us the Pac-Man Deluxe for Christmas. Just, I was blown away. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? It's crazy. Oh yeah, thank you. You asked, thank you, Paul. Now I remember. I'll have to scroll back up now. Okay, so we'll get to that in just a second. So he said, Danny, I want you to do the Frogger mod. And this was back when we were in the heart of modding, where the XL line, it wasn't like something that we were going to even think about. And then once I got my hands on, once we found out what John D was doing, I got my hands on NBA Jam XL. And the rest is kind of history. I was like, yeah, the 19-inch screen is better. The form factor is bigger and better. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go all in here. So if John D is going to be cranking out these titles that we've never seen before, let's get on board with it. We're sick of the same old. So that's where we're at now, right? That's where we're at now. So come and find out, nothing's coming out, right? I digress. So I'm like, okay, let's just do the Golden Axe mod. It was already on order. Joe Zabels finally got it done. G.I. Joel came through, and we produced it. You guys love that. Hopefully it inspired some of you guys to go out and do this yourselves or do other mods. And I said, well, it's really cool having Golden Axe like new games, right? So let's do this while this 2025 slate right now is pretty clear. There's nothing going on, right? So let's take a look back and see what kind of games we got. Now, chat, I dove deep, all right? I'm going to tell you my roadmap, all right? Now, we're going to go game by game. I believe I have four cabinets that we're going to try and mod to really bring something fresh to the arcade. Now, you got to understand, too, we're doing this based off form factor as well. Form factor is very important. I know I don't want to go back to risers. We're going to do the deluxe cabs, and I love G.I. Joe, but I'll go broke trying to spend all my money getting his inline risers, which you guys should definitely do because they're phenomenal products. So we got to look at what we have already. We got working with the Dynamo and pretty much the XMen 97 as form factors, right? Not counting this guy. Now, I don't have... Ezekiel's going to get me some renders, and we'll be able to show those off to kind of give you guys a visual. I got one visual, and that's going to be this guy right here, okay? So this is the Frogger that Ezekiel kind of mocked up for us. Now, this is based off the form factor that you see behind me and the Pac-Man Plus Deluxe, okay? This is going to be a very simplistic mod to pretty much do. It's going to be similar to the Golden Axe. You know, we're swapping out marquees, we're slapping on side art, get the bezel out of there. You know, put the PCB and encoder board in, and then off you go. You got Time Pilot 88, and Frogger. I think this cat will look really cool once it's illuminated with that blue in there. It'll remind me a lot of what we got going on behind us. But these are new games. These are new games, guys, for us. Now, I want you to brainstorm what your Frogger, if you have one in your arcade, what that looks like compared to this one, what's going to look like. And then we talk about, you know, values and things, right? So a lot of people will say, well, Danny, why are you spending all this, you know, why are you spending a couple $100 on these things? Well, you know, the resale value will then further down the line. So let's say I wanted to sell Golden Axe, right? I mean, Golden, somebody's gonna pay $800 for that, right? You can't get that really anywhere. And this form factor is way better than anything you would pay. I mean, chat, can you agree? Like, can we split hairs here? Retro Tech X, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. The Fourth Horseman's got a big comment here. I prefer deluxe. I don't want bigger calves that consume too much space. That's probably okay for people who only want a few, but I need space for my pinball machines too. Fourth Horseman, you are not wrong. That's why I was always a big advocate for the deluxe line. And then once I got it, I said, okay, look. Like I got 5. So this row here, I call this row 1, right? This row 1 here, I got 5 cabs in there. Okay, you can kind of see the other Mortal Kombat chilling here. When I took the measurement to everything, you give it 4 XLs in there. And then I said to myself, okay, do I really need, you know, this or that, right? Like, do I really need, so 2 Street Fighter cabs or whatever the case may be, right? However you want to phrase it, right? Like, I looked at it to myself, I was like, for every 5 deluxe, you can fit 4 XLs. Like, I can do without, if I have 4 rows, let's do the math here, I can do without 4 arcade cabinets. I can make that sacrifice to get really, really cool stuff in the home arcade, right? And then you guys probably have to think about this as well. We only have a certain amount of space, right? So that's why that's where this all kind of the brainstorming came from. Jantry G, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Blast from the Past says, I have Frogger and I was going to start this mod. Also, great, excellent. I mean, I don't want to say wait. I mean, do your mod, of course, but wait to see what ours kind of looks like, because it might inspire you. Might get some I don't know, some ideas maybe, right? I get so many ideas from you guys. It's great. So we're definitely doing the Frogger mod, right? So that's a no-brainer. That's like that's what the cab was bought for, right? We don't have another Pac-Man, right? And Vic Vicious has already given me the mods list. Says, Danny, here's the next mod list. Cubert, Robotron, Gauntlet, Open Ice, Final Fight, Alien vs. Predator, G.I. Joe, MK4. That's a good start. I love it. I love where your head's at, right? Because half those games, I would take a Cubert, Robotron. My wife would love Gauntlet. Like if we did in like a big blue form factor or something, and just, oh god, the mod possibilities are insane. I love Open Ice. Final Fight is dope. Alien vs. Predator ain't that bad. G.I. Joe I've never played, and MK4 is a cool game. Kind of like it. So there's what we got there, right? So now remember, guys, now it might seem kind of minuscule, but I'm doing the simplistic UI stuff. I'm not taking a Raspberry Pi, dumping ROMs in there, button configuring things. That's why WrestleMania is taking a little bit longer, because Ezekiel's a busy man, and he's trying to do this stuff all on the side, right, for me for free. Johnny Blaze, thank you so much, man, for being here. Let's go, dude. Um, so with that being said, we're not doing pies, because then I mean, I'd be like a Tekken, like, dude, I'd be going crazy, right? Crazy with like mid 90s, and obviously I have your Street Fighter cap. I'd have a Dynamo, either Third Strike or I don't know, Alpha 3 skin would be insane, and put like all the Street Fighter games in there, right? The mod possibility. So we're gonna keep it a little bit more simplistic, okay? We're taking everything that OneUp has done, their foundation that they've of arcade cabinets that they've come out with, and we're gonna bring them into 2025. We did that with Golden Axe that you see behind me. There's not one person, there's no way, I don't care what you're about to say, that would take the old Golden Axe over this Golden Axe. There's no way. That might be the mod project of all mod projects. It's really cool. That's a brand new games. The form factor is it's insane. I will say this in chat, maybe you can help me out here. When I do turn that on, sometimes I get the red, green, and blue blinking screens, and then like a white screen. What is that? I've never seen that before, and I had some help from behind the scenes. Does that mean like the black connection cable is messed up here, or is that the monitors going? So I turn it off and turn it back on, and then it works. So I get some funny messages sometimes with that one. So Frogger is one of those, right? It's one of those that, that's getting like the golden tea treatment. We all remember the first gen golden tea, right? But when they made it into the deluxe, it looked way better. They changed everything. That's what we're doing in Frogger. And Frogger's a new game. We're getting Time Pilot on there too. So that makes sense, right? That makes sense to bring into the CornerCade. So now we got to look at it like this. I got 2 Mortal Kombats behind me, right? So we know Frogger's coming. That's step 1, right? And Ezekiel laid down the groundwork here. One of the Mortal Kombats is going to be a WrestleMania. Okay? One of those is going to be a WrestleMania. I'm already thinking, like, with the trim. It's kind of blue. It kind of looks purple, but the XMen 97 look badass like that, right? Sir Sega, what is going on, man? I sold my arcade OneUp Frogger. The port of Frogger's crap. It's a Vaseline filter, and the music is a mess. Don't waste your money. Now, hold on a second. Hold on. I get you. Now, I wasn't too concerned. The music didn't bother me. Now, when I go to the arcade and I play it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is kind of better. But whatever. Home use. I don't know. The Vaseline filter didn't really. I don't know. I enjoyed it. My wife liked it. I don't know. I think this is gonna be cool. But hear me out. I think it's gonna be cool. Just wait till the video comes out, right? And then you might change your tune. Who knows, right? I don't know. You gotta see, because once it's in person, you're like, okay, that looks kind of badass from what it used to be, right? Okay, so we got a Mortal Kombat, right? We got 2 Mortal Kombats. Now I can go. Like, we don't have a Street Fighter right now, right? I can go and easily get a Street Fighter Dynamo Deluxe if I needed to, right? So mod project number 2 is going to be the WrestleMania mod. So you guys have seen those renders as well. This one will knock your socks off. Now, this one will be with a pie, because Arcade OneUp never came out with a WrestleMania, right? Never came out with a WrestleMania. So this will be something new, and then all the wrestling games are going to be on there. So we'll have WrestleFest, and we'll have a lot of cool stuff, right? So we talked about that to the extent. I don't want to talk about that one anymore, because I want to actually get it in the building and do it. We've been talking about that 6 months now. I feel like it's been forever. So let's go to cab number 3, right? Cab number 3. Well, we just recently sold during our purge, Killer Instinct, all these cabinets. But we also got rid of XMen. And we got rid of XMen because of the form factor, right? Didn't have that slanted control panel, even though we did a phenomenal job modding there, right? It was always something that I was like, it felt incomplete. So, my boy James Hates Everything, courtesy of G.I. Joel, is going to be sending me an encoder board and PCB for XMen that we will then put into a Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe. And you already know we're going to slap all the appropriate, correct artwork on there. And we're going to get a G.I. Joel control panel in there. So when I saw what Joel did control panel-wise for Golden Axe, I literally cannot wait. So XMen will be back, a classic beat 'em up. I'm going to have Golden Axe and XMen beat 'em up wise in the CornerCade, which is going to be awesome. So we're going to do that. It's got red trim on it, so we'll be safe there. Now, I know it's slightly not like the Konami form. It's as close as you're going to get. much like the Golden Axe wasn't like the HS1 or something. I don't get too technical here. This is the HS5. It's as close as you're going to get. And Mystery Encoder, you know how we do here. It's only 2-player. We don't mess around with the 4-player decks at all. Yeah, 2-player X-Men. There you go. Now he knows what's up. Now he knows what's up. Okay, so I will say this, right? So that's the 3 cabs down. We got WrestleMania, X-Men, and Frogger. We're making some good headway. Remember, this is only arcade 1-up stuff. So if you guys can come up with a title that I am missing here, to bring into the CornerCade, that's a new title, a new old title. I think Outrun would be a really cool one. Now that Joel definitely has that inline riser for Outrun. Oh my god. Kind of. I know a 19K Fox did different artwork for like the marquee, and he put in the X-Men 97. I would prefer doing the X-Men 97 form factor. Just to let you guys know how nerdy I am with these things. It's a little bit taller, and the screen is like 2 inches higher. Like that thick bezel, you can actually see it right here. That thick bezel, it's a little bit higher. It actually makes it more comfortable to look at the monitor. You're not looking down so much. I'm looking more head on, at least for me being 6 foot. But we're going to do this where it's the OG X-Men beat 'em up art. So you're going to see it. It's going to be dope. I already know. It's in my head. I had the Golden Axe in my head, and trust me, that turned out phenomenal. So you will definitely see that. Dane Marshall, thank you so much, man, for coming by. Mod the claw machine into a mini dunk tank. That would work. Or you can do the basketball shoot, the Papa shot. That'd be dope. Tony C, let's go here. Oh, let's go. Okay, so Tony C, you came in just in time because this party is about to start. So the 4th cabinet, guys. The 4th cabinet. And Tony, and this is a huge shout out to Tony C. It's people like this guy in the community that honestly makes all the magic happen behind the scenes, guys. I can't do this by myself. Come on now. I need help from each and every one of you guys. We're a community here, and we got each other in arms, right? So they mailed you the clot hardware. Now, Danny, why do you need the big blue clot PCB and encoder board? What kind of mad scientist are you? Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. I took a look at the list of games here, right? Now, yeah, we don't have a Street Fighter, but you can get that in any Tom, Dick, or Harry's, right? And I don't have Mortal Kombat. You can do the same there, right? Those are readily available. I can re-get those if need be. Let's say XL's never happened, right? We're good. We're okay. Mystery Encoders. These kids want to play with mom and dad too. No. You can't fit 4 people around there. No. The kids just want to actually be on their own machines. They don't like sharing at all. Like they don't like. They'll both agree that time is up and they'll flip flop. Like they'll share in that aspect, but they will not share the same cab. They don't want to be on the same cab. There's no way. So okay. So where are we at? Tony C says I mailed you the clot hardware. Okay, so this is awesome. Thank you. Got a big smile on my face. So we're gonna take this clot hardware, guys. The big blue PCB and encoder board. We're gonna put in a dynamo. And why? Why are we gonna do that? Well, Vic Vicious should know why, because he has partially already done this mod. We're gonna do a Darkstalkers dynamo cab. Now I know it's not that exciting, okay? It's not something, and I should take that back, where it's like, oh my god. Because, like, you can't even find a Darkstalkers Dynamo on the internet. Like, you can see the marquee. It's going to be a very simplistic, easy mod. And why would we do this? Well, okay, this right here, Tony C, and I will be transparent with you, this saves us about $100 ordering this through Arcade 1-Up. So huge shout outs in the chat for Tony C coming through here and just doing this out of the goodness of his heart. So I said, okay, we got this free encoder board and PCB, right? So let's do this, right? Let's do the dark. I don't have the Darkstalker series in here. Darkstalkers 1, 2, and 3, right? And I'm like, okay, so there's 6. So if you take the Street Fighter Dynamo cab right now, okay, there's like what, 12, 14 games on there, right? There's a difference of 6 games from the Big Blue to the Dynamo version, right? So technically speaking, we would have, I don't know, 18 games if we were to reacquire the Street Fighter Dynamo between the two. So I'm saying, well, 6 games, that's a big chunk. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Why not, right? Why not? It can be done. Now, it's nothing flashy. It's nothing that's a total transformation. I mean, you're going to have to change up the bezel, the side art, the marquee, and the control panel overlay. But that's kind of like the roadmap. And we're going to get renders for you guys so you can kind of visualize and see this a little bit more. So Darkstalkers, Frogger, X-Men, and WrestleMania, guys. That's kind of like the roadmap now that we're kind of looking at into 2025. Chat, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. And Vic Vitchin says it is exciting because it's something new, and that's kind of where my head was at. You know, I got inspired with that Star Wars mod that was done phenomenal. If there's like a sit down outrun, I might do that, do the G.I. Joe thing, get a new marquee, you know, coin door on there. I never have had outrun in the CornerCade. That would be like a Golden Axe one. But you start to think about it, it's like, what other games were there? And there really wasn't any other games. Like, we pretty much covered the vast majority of them. Now, as we start to do these projects, you know, other calves will be sold, XLs will come in, you know, whether it be Jason, you know, we're hoping for that Double Dragon, we're hoping for the Street Fighter, we're hoping Basic Fun comes out with stuff, but I think this will kind of fill that void, and we're gonna have some fun. Now, I'm gonna put all the pressure on Joe Sabos to see if he can get this stuff sooner than their standard wait times. I'm gonna do everything in my power to try to get this here sooner. We do know two things. We know WrestleMania is pretty much complete, guys. I'm waiting on Ezekiel for the UI at this point. Like, John D's doing the UI for his. WrestleMania should be coming very soon. I know I said that in the past, but our boy Ezekiel had to take a break. He had to take a breather, and sometimes that's okay, guys, right? So that should be coming, and that should kind of feel the burn a little bit. Now, Frogger, PCB, and Coder Board will be on their way. We'll be just waiting on Joe Sabos for the artwork. I mean, he could get that to me in a week, right? Then boom, we got that one. Who knows, right? Who knows? As far as Tony C goes, the Clot edition, Darkstalkers, again, not too hard to do. So a lot of this stuff, the X-Men control panel or the X-Men PCB and encoder board, that'll be slapped in very soon. And we're just waiting on artwork. So I could get a shipment of 3 things of artwork, and we could literally have this bang, bang, boom. And that's what I'm going to try to explain a little bit to Joe Sabos, is that when we talk about this stuff, when we start to inspire people, people might take a look at it and be like, you know what? That X-Men into a Mortal Kombat's actually kind of badass. And all things considered, I can get a Mortal Kombat like yesterday. It's very easy to get those. They're readily available. I kind of want to do what Danny and the CornerCade did. I'm going to place an order. So it's kind of like a no-brainer there. That's just me. That's just me, right? I don't know. Could be something, could be nothing. Let's catch up with you guys. Guys, what do you think? I want to know in the chat, guys, what do you think? What do you think about all this? Do you like it, love it, hate it? Where are we going from here? Do you think that's a pretty solid lineup to bring back into the CornerCade of new and exciting games? You know, X-Men was always a staple. Classic. WrestleMania is awesome. We've obviously never had that here. Okay, what I've never released it. Frogger, we would bring back in a totally redesigned form factor. And then obviously the Darkstalker series would be really cool playing that. You know, we'd change out the buttons, obviously IL, cherry micro switches. Maybe we do, I think the color combination I have in my head so far, and I could change it. Maybe you do like yellow, white, purple. I think that would be really cool. Tie into the purple marquee. We'll see. It's very hard to find images of like legit OG Darkstalker cabs. But yeah, so let's see. I want to know like what you guys had to think too, because I don't want to be missing anything. If there's a really cool game, you know, I'd like to know about it. Dude, we haven't done this. Let's go, dude. All right, we got Mystery Coder coming in hot with a $2 super, saying 4-player cabs or bust. Kids play with dad, not alone. Now, hold on a second. I'm there with them, right alongside. Except for, like, when the kids are on the racing game, they kind of want to be left alone. I think because they're in their imagination land, and they're, like, just driving and doing their thing. I was actually helping my daughter the other day on the XL Midway Golden Tee here. We were playing Bubbles, and I was kind of teaching her how to play, and she's pretty good at that. She picks up on these things really, really well. Yeah, a lot of times when I go over there, like, no, Dad, go. Like, they want to do their own thing. I'm like, okay. You don't tell me twice. But Mystery Encoder, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. Let's go. Mike Hawkers, he's really hoping, man. I really hope Basic Fun figures out their tariff situation and at least gets us a few XLs or Supremes this year. Listen, I would love that, but I mean, we got content creators in the house. Bill's retro gaming show. Do you think that's really going to happen? I mean, what do you think? If you were to, guys, if you were to bet the farm, let us know that any of these companies are going to come out with anything this year. I mean, I would at least hope and think that, Media One Up, this John D iconic arcade, that would be coming no matter what. They're taking pre-orders. At least Basic Fun can be like, we're gonna pause this shit because we didn't even take any pre-orders. It was on a podcast. We let people know about our future plans, but we're just gonna hold the boat, right? I feel like you got 2 feet in the door, and you already kind of are pot committed to have this thing come out, tariffs or not. Bill's Retro Gaming Show says you can get a potentially non-working for arcade one-up Street Fighter parts from VM Innovations for $272. Might be something to consider for modders. That's awesome. I did not know. I wish we could maybe link that. I'll have to go check it out. VM Innovations, so the VMI website. I didn't know that. I saw on Marketplace there was like a scrap cabinet like that. It was a Dynamo, $50. Didn't have the monitor. That's fine. I was like, can you ship this to me? They said we can't ship it. I'm like, come on, it's $50. That would have been awesome. Yeah, JT, like I said, remember the kind of like the rules and the caveat here. It's games that Arcade 1UP came out with. Now, I will tell you this: if we did an open ice, you got to do it in the Mortal Kombat 2 form factor. We would do it phenomenally. I'm a huge open ice fan. It's just like Blitz. I love hockey. Pat Foley's the announcer, which is a longtime Blackhawks announcer. I'm a huge Hawks fan. They got a Blackhawk on the side art. I mean, this is screaming for me, right? But I gotta be honest with you, I gotta be transparent. I don't know how to do all that pie stuff. I don't know how to hack an Android cabinet with the keyboards. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. And it looks way too complicated, and my brain is like, dude, I got ADHD. I can't sit through a 45-minute video on RetroArch or whatever you guys are talking about. If someone wants to do that and just say, hey, Danny, we got this, you could buy it from me, and we just plop it in, then 100% I'll be on board with doing that. 100%. Fourth Horseman, great question. He says, do you regret selling too soon? Maybe you could say, like, lean towards yes on that. In reality, though, you never know when the market's hot or not, right? Maybe if I should have held off. Can you imagine the resale market now since nothing's coming out, or if it's going to be overpriced? We already saw At Games raise their prices. I mean, they're not the only home arcade company or company in general that's going to be raising prices, guys. So maybe that resale market goes up, and maybe, for KI, it could have got 800 instead of 600. Who knows? 700, right? Who knows? I'm not saying I'm a business here, but everybody here wants to make money because then you can take that money and fund it back into the arcade and do more cool stuff, bigger, badder things, right? So maybe not, though. When we list cabinets, guys, they pretty much go. We ran into I would not suggest anyone trying to sell around the Christmas time. That is like, you will not sell one cabinet. We had cabinets up there for like 2-3 months and nothing was moving. But then afterwards, those things sold like hotcakes. And everything was sold that we wanted to sell. So, I guess yes, but now I have a big stack of cash where I can then use the fund to do other fun stuff, right? Other cool stuff that we were going to just spend on XLs. Now we can do this and we can turn and burn. Again, like I said, the Golden Axe, we take a look at it. I mean, we bought the cab for $300. The graphics were $200. You kind of see all this stuff starts to add up. Joel doesn't have a price yet for those control panels. I don't want to commit to a price, but it'll be under $100. I can guarantee you that. Might even be half of that, right? But I don't know what he's kind of coming up with, right? You got to buy the IL buttons and the switches, right? So even if I sold Golden Axe for $700, right, I can make a $200 profit, right? I mean, that's a win-win for everybody. I would buy that for $700. That's a one-of-a-kind thing that is like highly, highly professionally done. I mean, Joe Sabos does work for like real arcades, guys. So that's kind of like quality that's in this thing. I know you can't see it. Hopefully you go check out the video. You take a look for yourself. But yeah, I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it if you really like it. Your favorite game, bringing that into the arcade. Like, you got people out here selling Frogger for like $1,500 to $1,200. 900, I've seen for 800, and that Frogger stinks. The marquee's washed out. It's on a riser. The form factor sucks. Like, it's so short. No speaker grill covers. No coin door. I mean, it's like that stuff is so outdated. Once you see ours, you're gonna be like, yeah, I want that in my arcade. I don't care. It's worth it, right? And you think about it, we get to do fun and cool projects. We'll still hang on them, but if and when down the road we need to sell, I mean, these cabinets are gonna be very like, I don't want to say sought after. This is still a toy, hobby here, but there'll be more sought after than not. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that, because if I'm interested in it, somebody else is going to be interested down the road. I mean, we had people that were interested in our XMen mod, and they were hawking that still, even though we told them it wasn't for sale at the time. They still were keeping their ears tapped into it, and the minute we posted up, it was gone. Right? It was gone. I think we sold it for 500. So yeah. Hoots is in the house. Hi, CornerCade. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Vic Mitchell says, Danny, we need to mod OG Gen 1 through 3 cookie cutter cabs like Dig Dug, Burger Time, Rampage, Final Fight, etc. Those are easy. So Final Fight, you obviously put in the Dynamo. I've seen people in the community do it. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. Now, the one thing I will say about this, so think about this, guys, too. You gotta think about like the playability. So when I like to mod, I like to do it right. I like to do it. You gotta get that control panel. So Final Fight, what? Didn't they have 2 buttons, 3 buttons? So you're changing the cabinet. Then you're really only like, okay, I'm gonna play Final Fight, maybe like Captain Commando or something, like another beat 'em up, and that's it, right? So you kind of limiting yourself to that. If I do the Darkstalkers cabinet, right, it's a 6-button layout. So now I can play all the other games that are on there, including Darkstalkers, and it still looks like it's like a real cabinet, right? It's like still the right form factor and done correctly, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, chat? So you can still take advantage of this stuff. So that's why I said Darkstalkers. Hey, this might be a great opportunity to make some noise here. And I think it would look really cool. I think it would look really cool in the background with us, and we'll have fun playing that as well. Again, I kind of miss Darkstalkers. I haven't been around that. We sold our Big Blue a long time ago, guys. Dig Dug, I pretty much have a Dig Dug behind me. Besides the monitor's kind of, wash out. You can see it from here. Burger Time would be cool, but the problem is there's no Burger Time is it, right? So you just put like a G.I. Joe inline riser on that. You change out the marquee, you get a coin door on there, and you're pretty much done with Burger Time. That would kind of be like where I would go with that. So there's no like improved form. That was a one of a kind thing. That was it, Rampage would be kind of cool. I could see, that happening. Like I want to say 2-player Rampage, right? But it's hard to like, you want to do a 3-player with that one, right? That'd be kind of hard. I was never a big Rampage fan though. I play it very occasionally. Like if my kids want to play with it because I like the monsters and attacking the building, right? I'm not a big Rampage guy. So to answer your question on all of those, but to each their own. Everybody might like something different, Jay is in that building. Let's go. Jay says I sold my Arcade 1-Up Street Fighter 2 champion ship HS5 cabinet months ago in preparation for the iconic arcade Street Fighter World Warrior, and I pre-ordered. Exactly. So he was kind of doing what everybody else is doing. Hey, oh my God, this is gonna be awesome. Okay, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that. Let's do this. Let's gear up. And then it kind of just went stale, right? We haven't heard anything. Like, we got to hear something. We got to hear something for this community and your backers of your pre-order to feel confident enough to keep your pre-order. I mean, we get people all the time that are emailing me, I canceled my pre-order. We saw B Kirby last night on Michael B show. He canceled his pre-order. So it's kind of like, man, like why wouldn't you want to say something so you can prevent all this? Like, put people's minds at ease. You know what I'm saying? Vic Vicious says, Danny, besides my Unicorn Camp Afterburner, which we know. Here's my other wish list. Aliens and RoboCop, made from 2 dynamos. Oh, okay. If you guys, hold on a second. If you give me a second, I can show you some stuff that might tickle your fancy here. You're going to have to give me just a second. This is where we would play that, that TV timeout. If you want to talk about Robotron or not Robotron, RoboCop, just give me 1 second. Okay. So let me select these real quick. I will bring these. So these were cabinets that were sent over to me, and you could do them in the dynamo design. Now you'd have to get like a Joe Sabos to kind of change that marquee a little bit, or you can just keep the marquee, for what it is, because it's as close as you're gonna get, right? But I'm gonna kind of inspire you guys real quick. So let me bring these back to the fold. If and when, geez, so many pictures of my kids, and then we got arcade pictures. It's like, how can I find? And then we got like future videos. Okay, here we go. I do all the editing on my phone, guys. Believe it or not, all of it on my phone. All right, let me email this to myself. Of course, I didn't like screenshot it properly. That's okay. You live and you learn, right? Okay, we're gonna let the internet do its thing, and then we're gonna send it. Okay, I'm gonna bring these up on camera, guys, for you guys to see. So I feel like it's important. All right, Vic Vicious, this one's for you and the rest of the chat. Let's go, baby. Johnny Blaze says, does everyone still love their Miss Pac-Man vault, but the 225 Magic left the building? No, it's back there. It's still back there. It hasn't left the building. It's right there. We're gonna hang on to that. We're gonna hang on to that. I've always wanted that cabinet before the XLs. Obviously, I was like, oh damn, well, forget that because we're gonna move the drill, right? But no, I made a video on it. We got a great deal, obviously, on it, and we can always resell it, obviously, for a little bit more in the future here. All right, let me go over to my emails, guys. Let me pop this over to my email. So I have a couple of renders that were sent. Now, again, I like to keep it to the games that are actually, I don't want to say it like just arcade one-up games, right? Okay, so let's do this. I'm not going to show any. Okay, good. Okay, let's present. Let's share the screen here so you guys can see this. Yeah, see, Chris, he canceled his. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. So Blast from the Past, yes. If I can get my hands on a Burger Time PCB and encoder board, Bad Dudes would be kind of cool. That would be the Dynamo form factor. Exactly. Hold on. Before I share this, that is a huge comment. Huge comment. So that's 100% where your head needs to be at, right? All right, let's share this now. Let's present this stuff. So I want to get you guys, most of you, some of you are going to be screenshotting this. But here's oh wait, hold on a second. Let's remove this. That's not what we're doing. Oh, you got to do this. There you go. You got to click on the image, right? So guys, what do you think about this? Dynamo. Now you need a lot. You need a lot here to make this happen, but Ezekiel was thinking, all right? Ghostbusters. Now I would obviously do this in a heartbeat. That would give G.I. Joel here some thinking to do a 3-player control panel. Tony C says Sleeper Cab Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder's okay. I don't even know what that looks like. I'd have to do some research on that. Hoots is like an ace. It's very cool. I mean, Mystery Coder, he should. Ezekiel, you should have a website. Like, honestly. But he sends me these all the time. And guys, we're gonna get renders of the cabs that I talked about, so I can kind of put a visual here. I know I can visualize it, but sometimes people can't unless you see it. Okay, yes, Mike Conquers, and maybe the community can help me out here because this was brought to my attention too. He says, FYI, Frogger CornerCade PCB had the same games lineup as a full-size cab. Now, I checked with my sources, and I said, hey, guys, do you think I could just swap the CornerCade parts into a 3/4 scale? And they said no. So I don't know if anybody has these two that would be willing to try to do this. Can you guys, at the end of the day, and you guys can feel free to put it in the chat or email me after the show or leave a comment down below. Can you guys put the Frogger CornerCade components into a 1/4 scale size cabinet? Will it work? And will it work? Let me know. Let me know. And yes, Johnny Blaze, 100% a Karate Champ cab would be awesome. But House of the Dead, 4 Horsemen. See, now we're getting nuts. Let's get... That wasn't ever made by Arcade One Up. We're getting nuts. I mean, we're getting nuts here. We're in fantasy land right now. Scaredy Cat. Is it like not in your cabinet? Or let me know. Now remember, you need the encoder board and the PCB. I can't just do it with the PCB or just the encoder board. You need both. They work hand in hand. Okay, so you can, but the monitor connection is just different. That's what I was thinking. So it's not like oh, Scaredy Cat's like, hey, dude, I got it all. I got it all. That's awesome. Okay, so Tony C, thank you. The chat's already flowing. Let's go. He says the Frogger CornerCade PCB is set up with hardware that 8-inch strength. So you can't do it, unfortunately. Damn. If anybody would know, it's mystery encoder, right? Some encoders are capable with other PCBs. I mean, this guy literally got 2 cabinets, bricked them both, which I've given him shit for in the Discord chat, which is hilarious. Bricked them both, and he spent like what was it, $600 for research. This man is insane. Without guys like Mystery Encoder, like this community can't function. And I'm telling you, Arcade One Up is cheaped out on those present cats. Everything is plastic. You guys know the metal plate that's on the back of the monitor for the PCB. That's plastic now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Chris, I know it's unfortunate because I would have done that, but I was told it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So we got Ghostbusters here, guys. Okay, let me just. So this could be possible, even if you kept the marquee. You didn't keep it, that like that 3-dimensional, rounded marquee. You could easily have GI Joe do this control panel, and then you guys would do like pies. This is all like pie future mods. I'm just here to inspire. This isn't anything we're gonna be able to do at the CornerCade. Okay, let me show you the next one. I like this. I can kind of cover that up. Also, this is where I didn't do this right. So I did the Ghostbuster one right, but then you really got to zoom in for these guys. Holy moly. Okay, let's do this then. Hopefully this will kind of work a little bit. All right, let's bring it back. All right, here's a Batman one, guys. Let me zoom in one more time for you guys. Hopefully it doesn't cut anything off. Look at a Batman cam. Now, I've never played Batman the arcade game or anything like that. I have not. Is there anybody in the chat that has done that? And would you guys want this? Blast from the Past. James Hates Everything is currently working on his Akari Warriors because he just got a control panel from G.I. Joe as well, and he's gonna finish that mod off very soon. So here's Batman. Again, no nostalgia, but if you want to screenshot it and send this over to Joe Sabos. Atari made this? I didn't even realize. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. I never played this game, so I can't. The Batman arcade game isn't very good, but it's better than Bad Dudes. Bad Dudes is kind of like, I don't want to say it's iconic. I got right here. I got a Bad Dudes marquee hanging up in the CornerCade. So I mean, it looks kind of cool. I've never played Bad Dudes either. I've obviously heard of it, but I never played it. All right, let's take a look at our next one here. These were sent over by Ezekiel. Let's zoom in here again. Okay, that's the max I can zoom in now. Some of you might be fans of this game. Superman and a Dynamo. Now, see, now your head starts to spin. Now, obviously, you wouldn't have 6 buttons there. You'd have like your 2 or 3 buttons that are used to play this game. But Taito coming on strong with a Superman. Would you get? Now, this is a little bit more popular game. I've never played this, but I've seen it. At least I know about this one. I don't know about the Batman one. I've never seen that before. But yeah, so here's Superman. I mean, so that's kind of par for the course cool, right? That's kind of cool. And I got one more to show you. Let's take it down. I like how you can do this. You can do this on Restream before. Now this one I think a lot of people would kind of do. Now this is a Data East title, right? This is a Data East. What about this one right here? RoboCop, baby. What do you think about this? I should have Ezekiel do a Bad Dudes. That'd be kind of cool. But look, now you can do it. You put the sticker on the side like we did with the Dynamo. You get the control panel art, swap in the marquee. I mean, these are very possible things. The Dynamo form factor, you can do a lot of cool stuff with. Now, these are all pie mods, right? So it's nothing to do with anything that Arcade 1-Up has released before or anything like that. So yeah, chat, what do you think? I mean, there's a RoboCop. It's kind of cool, right? Now, I don't know how to do any of that edge banding. I think you need like a machine to do that. So I couldn't change the colors But maybe with this one, you could put the tape over because it's already black. See, when I do the tape over other cabinets, you can see on the sides what that old tape was. So it's not the same. It's just not the same. So this show has clearly, guys, been dedicated to modding. if you haven't already caught the drift, this show is all modding, guys. And I think that's kind of the direction that we're gonna be going in. You saw the final, I will call it the final 4, right? And it'll be pretty cool. I do want to bring a Street Fighter back in. I miss having Street Fighter, believe it or not. I played that consistently. And the Darkstalkers would essentially have that. So we'll see. I am looking for sales on cabinets. It's very hard. We paid $2.99 for our Street Fighter Dynamo. But it's very hard for me now to pay $4.99 for that same cabinet. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like $500 for that, and it never goes on sale. There are other cabs at least go $50 off. So guys, if you hear in the community, if you hear like Bill's Retro Gaming Show, I'm gonna have to check this out when we're done here. Hopefully, someone doesn't buy it up, right? But any open box or anything like that, we can fix the cabinet. Okay, we're gonna be putting side art. We can fix this. We got this. And Paul's saying, honestly, I wouldn't even care if Bob the Clown made an XL cab. I'd buy it. Do you understand? And trust me, he's not wrong, guys. Everybody was interested in that XL cab. And just throwing it out there, it was Street Fighter. Hello, we've already done that. But there's new games on there. But it was Street Fighter, right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Paul, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with the smaller size. And then I think once the XL becomes more regular, we can kind of transfer in. We can transfer in, you know? It's a good thing I did, you know, I did hit up Joe Sabos and I said, Joe, the Golden Axe that I bought, can we maybe make that into an XL? Now, obviously, I have to have the cabinet here to be able to give him the proper measurements. But I guess it's a lucky thing I didn't do that because, you know, here I started. He said I can't, and I was like, okay, just do the 3/4 scale. We'll just roll with that. And I wouldn't have it here then. You know, none of us would have anything because these cabinets aren't coming now. So I was lucky enough right now to hold on to Golden Tee Midway and an NBA Jam, and Arcade 1-Up will probably come out with something. It looks like it's a 45th anniversary Pac-Man. And again, I could always sell the Pac-Man behind me and trade up and get that, right? Or whatever the case may be. But it's not something that's like fresh and exciting, right? Trust me, the end result of the CornerCade will be XL, right? We're gonna have some fun, and maybe not. Maybe in the XL form factor, like there's just cabinets that aren't gonna be made, like a Frogger, right? Or a Golden Axe, right? Or WrestleMania, right? Now, WrestleFest will be made, but I don't know about WrestleMania, right? So maybe you keep, you know, 6, you know, if you see the arcade behind me, you could do XLs on the outside right here. And in the middle 2 rows, like how we had it, because all I need is one more cabinet. We're going to start turning them again. You have the deluxes, right? You have some deluxes that are just, you know, I don't want to say space fillers until XLs are made. But you still get to enjoy the games in the proper form factors and with the proper artwork and have some fun with that. And kind of go from there. And then I'm right now kind of holding off. I did get confirmation, guys. I don't know how, just an inside source for At Games. They are the understanding that Sam's Club will not be raising the prices even if and when tariffs are here on their ALU. Okay, so that is what I've heard from At Games. So it's going to stay at that $5.50 mark. So if you guys were concerned, that's a good thing, right? But again, that can always change. Just because one person said it doesn't mean it's the final nail in the coffin, right? Because I was interested. I was like, well, you know, I could get this ALU and play like Robotron and Berserk and all these cool games and like, you know, all these Atari games. Because I don't have any Atari cabs in the arcade. And then if I was like, if I could get this on a sale, I think I'd still be all in, guys. I know I kind of we were hemming and hawing. We were talking about. I was getting your guys' opinions here. And I think $4.99, it's a good deal. It is a good price if you want a multi-K, like an XL multi-K. But you know me, I was like, the form factor, it's not what we're kind of used to. But I'm telling you, if they clearance these things out to like $2.99, you got to be all in on that. I think $2.99 is like where, okay, I'll get it and we'll have some fun with it, right? Right? Because they got HDMI out. You know, like cool things when you unlock it. Can't you hook up like a switch to it and stuff? Play some cool beat 'em ups. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, let me see here. I'm gonna pick a good one out. We already played my favorites. So let's do this one. Oh, we're back, baby. Vic Vicious with a 199er says, "Are you ready to poop your pants?" Well, not on stream. I can't do that. Check your email. All right, Vic. What are you doing? What are you doing to me, Vic? You gotta smile. Oh my god, this guy's crazy. All right, let me scroll over to watch. It's gonna be something. Is it gonna be something crazy? You have got to be kidding me. So he has a burger time. So he says, okay, he says here, I have a burger time. Do you need the serial number? Now, hold on. It's because you need the serial number when you go to order from Arcade 1-Up. But what do I put that in a Dynamo? Like, what do I put it in a Midway form factor? I don't know. Like, that form factor is kind of unique to what it is. I feel like I would need G.I. Joe to build me a whole cab. That would be kind of cool, though. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. It's all hitting me just at once. Wait, chat. Wait. The bad dudes, right? Oh my God. I would have to literally put in an entire like new monitor. Like, because it's the vertical monitor, right? Yeah, see, there it is. Wow. Okay, maybe I'll have Ezekiel do another render. Oh, wow. Is it worth doing a dedicated bad dudes cab? It would get new games. But I would have 4 sticks on there. Look at see now this is something that's now it all hit me. I was a little slow with it, but that's okay. Sony 4K agrees with me, Danny. Thank you. That's kind of cool. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I was not, but dude, that would look dope. That would look dope. Yes, new. So what other games are on there? It's Burger Time, Bad Dudes, Karate Champ. Was there anything else? Was that the 3? Chat, can you help me out? I've never owned that cabinet before. I never owned that. Thor KC says, what is your plan for adding the tank stick to the arcade? Hook it up to a console TV, maybe a dual DIY projector rig, or a VR station. So great question. I can't put it in the arcade like here. This looks like a huge room, right? It's a small room. But what I can do is I can wheel it out to the television in the living room, and we got like a 75-incher there. Hopefully soon we'll upgrade. I kind of want to get an 85-inch right down the road, and I would use it for that, and then play like mini PC games on there. So that's where put the control panel all the way down, sit on the couch, and have some fun, right? I don't know if I would necessarily use it so much for the VR. I mean, I could, like, as far as pinball goes, but I gotta see it more, I guess, because maybe you do it and you're like, okay, this is actually pretty dope. But when you hold the controller soon, you're playing pinball. It's just easier than like hopping on a tank stick, right? But either way, they're great. They're both great options. I think I personally would get more use out of it, like hooking it up to like a Tekken and playing Tekken in the living room with 6 buttons, right? Like that's like that. Okay, let's go, right? Because you got all these games, you get the real feel. Like I can play, all the Street Fighter games that we were talking about on the TV with the tank stick. Oh man, like that's where it's at for me. That's where it's at. The virtual pinball thing is crazy though. You guys have got to go. If you have a VR, go download Pinball FX VR. It's insane. But yes, this is all. I'm sorry. This is all hitting me at once. Burger Time. Mystery Encoder wants a Burger Time PCB. Mystery Encoder, if you go and order one, let me know. Damn, everybody's gonna be using the same serial number now. Big Fishing, you let the cat out of the bag. Would you guys like to see a Bad Dudes cab? That's so funny. It's so funny that's even like a thought. Because I'm like a 90s guy, 90s early aughts arcade guy. But the 80s games, those are just like creme de la creme, man. I don't know. Wow. Sony says, you can add the serial number. I'll take the Burger Time. Blast in the Past says, I have a Burger Time game, so I connect the arcade one up and request a PCB. So, yes, if you have Burger Time, you can contact Arcade One Up. If you ever want to buy parts for anything, they'll sell them to you. You just need the serial number. Wow, I don't even know. This is okay. What is the Oh, Caveman Ninja. That's right. I never even played that. I'll tell you some like odd games to me. Shinobi. Shinobi's actually really fun. I was playing that on the Golden Axe cab. That's like actually fun, and Wrestle War's fun too. That was like a surprise, like for me. How the heck though am I gonna? I can do it. I'm just trying to think out loud. I gotta get a vertical monitor. And then hope that I can make new drill holes. That's not a problem. I could totally do this. It's just gonna need a lot of resources and all hands on deck. We can definitely do this. Yeah, guys, gotta help Big Vicious out. He's looking for a Golden Axe serial number and a TMNT serial number, 100%. If anybody has those, just take a picture of the back of your cab and send it to him. He's looking to to make some mod projects with that. Thor says, but it seems like you're missing the point of the tanks. They pair it with a projector or maybe a cheap 42-inch TV to make your own multi-K to turn the console to a modern style cab. You know, I saw one review of somebody taking the tank stick. Now it was the first generation one, not the one I have. And he actually set it into an arcade cabinet, like cut it out, and that was his control panel. I was like, that's pretty dope. That looks pretty cool. I just for me, I guess I'm just gonna have to play around with it more. You know, it's only been here for a few days. You know, you start to see more possibilities that you could do with stuff, and you might turn into it and say, well, wow, we could do this. I never even thought. Right now, the storage slot is in the closet right now. So it's not, because it's just like hanging out right in the walkway here. But I told my wife, I was like, dude, we could put a TV in the closet. We could have like an arcade in there. And she said, absolutely not. she finally put her foot down on something. And this is the woman that wanted the whole arcade in the living room and dining room. I'm like, wait, so you say no to the closet cade? But you don't say no to the living room cade? You're so funny. Hey, maybe we'll see what happens on the road. You know, it's not, what is it? Not final till it's final or something? What's the old saying? Dude, not necessarily, Mr. Encoder. Not necessarily, at least for us. Like, you know, we emailed them and just said, hey, we're looking to buy this. And then they said, okay, let's get a serial number, picture of the defect, and your address. And I said, I just gave them the serial number and my address, and they'll just invoice me. So unless he gets, I've never had a problem. I got to be honest with you. It's the one thing Arcade 1UP is good for. It's parts. You can get parts from them. They're a parts shop. That's about it. But yeah, I haven't gone through anything. Maybe I'm just lucky. Oh man, so I don't know. Bad dudes. Oh my god, like we want to bring new games into the arcade. I will say this. That's something I want to do. Maybe I got lucky, Mr. Encoder. I don't know what to tell you, man. Maybe I got lucky, and because the last 2 times I've done this, they'll send me anything. Yeah, they'll send me anything. I emailed them before too. I'm like, hey, I need a coin door. And like, yeah, $15. Here's the invoice. Coin doors all day. Don't buy coin doors from people on Marketplace. We're selling them for like $50, $60, $70. Get out of here. $15 for the non-lit, $30 for the lit. You pay for shipping, and out you go. Way better deal from Arcade 1UP. But yeah, dude, you guys got my head like spinning now. This is crazy. I came in with a plan, and I'm so glad we did the show. We had a blast tonight, guys. And we're just going to see what the future holds at this point. It's funny because you take a look at these 4, right? And in place, I have like 25% of every cab done besides WrestleMania. And then if I just get art from Zabos, it's game over. It's going to be game over. That's like the one thing that's holding it back. Bad Dudes would be incredible, though. If you think about it, if you truly think about it, I think Bad Dudes would be absolutely like from an aesthetics point, because this is something that's never been done. It's like much like Golden Axe, right? I mean, you're rotating the screen, you're getting all the side art, you're getting a whole new control panel. I can't wait till G.I. Joe starts selling these control panels, guys. It's literally gonna blow your mind. Like, you literally are gonna be able to do anything Dynamo. He's already got the template for it. He can shoot those out, no problem. Joel, I got you, dude. He's like, Danny, don't say that. You can do literally anything now, which is awesome. It just helps bring that authenticity back to. I mean, James hates everything to the Akari Warriors cabinet. He had 6-button layout like a Street Fighter. You know, he's so happy to get that actual control panel with the correct sticks, buttons, and all that jazz, the correct holes, everything in place. Good stuff there. Yeah. See, Chris C says I bought 8 coin doors directly from Arcade 1UP. In the past month, had 4 delivered today. So Chris C is going to be going on a coin door binge. I got to fix my drill. My drill is like completely locked. It won't work. So I got to do coin door for the Pac-Man cab, which in fact, speaking of coin doors, I wasn't able with the PCB situation. I wasn't able to light up the coin doors for Golden Axe, but I contacted Retro 530 and he sent me an adapter. I should probably check the mail. I haven't checked the mail for a while. Maybe Easter weekend kind of slowed things down. Maybe it'll come tomorrow if it didn't already come. But he's got an adapter for me so I can relight the coin doors, because that PCB is very small, guys. There's no ports on that thing whatsoever. So he's got an adapter for me to it's like $10 or something. So we can get those coin doors lit up, because that's helps with the authenticity. And then I got to do that for Pac-Man too. behind me. But that they take turning fluid. It's like rusted, where it's like, oh, the three kind of prongs, but it's just stuck in the open. Like I put on the max setting, and I got some. I mean, like rip my hand off. I got some nice. I got DeWalt tools. This is like for the actual construction workers. This isn't for home arcade stuff. This is like real stuff, and these tools are phenomenal. And it's just stuck in there. It's like rusted stuck, and I don't know how to. I don't know what to do. Vic Vicious says, Danny, does Joe Zabos do the CPO control panel art cover for Joel's Dynamo control panels? Yeah. So what he does, just to let you know, guys, and I showed in the video, go watch it, Vic, go watch it. But what he does is he sends you a sheet. Okay. You lay the sheet down on the control panel, and you're pressing it on, and then you're cutting everything out. So it'll always fit every time because it's a whole sheet. They're not pre-cut holes. So you got to take an X-Acto knife and do your thing with it. But yeah, same people buy blinker fluid. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even. Is that really a thing? Oh, I'll have to check. What? The drills take fluid like a car? I didn't even know that. That's crazy. All right, guys. I guess we just ended on that note, right? The blinker fluid and the drill. We're ending on that note. But I'm excited to, even though, long and short, to sum it up, guys, that the XLs were a disappointment. The new products were a disappointment. We're gonna try to turn that frown upside down, and we're gonna kind of touch up modding. See now, thank you, Vic, for at least being transparent. I didn't even know there was a thing. Honestly, I swear to God, you got me. You got me, guys. You got me. Well, it sucks that it's rusted. It's rusted shut, so I can't fit my 3/8 drill bit in there to tighten it and get the drill punched for the coin door. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got to take a look at it. I don't know. Put in some Coke or something and let the Coke acid eat away at it, and maybe it'll be freed up. But yeah, long and short, guys, XL, again, disappointment, but that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully we hear something. We'll obviously cover it if we do. But right now, we'll wait. We'll kind of remake the old, and we'll make it better. Of course, that's what we do here. And then we'll see kind of where we go from there. And obviously, it's not like we're eating up all of our XL funds. We can always sell. These arcade one-ups are always in high demand, at least from where I live. I price these things for like $400. Yeah, maybe I just spray some WD-40 in there, John Jay. Thank you. I might just do that there. We sell these things for like $400, right? Maybe we price them for a little bit higher and see what we get. So maybe somebody will really want something, right? And we could actually have fun and bring in all these cool games and actually end up with more money than we ended up with, right? And that make crazy. So who knows, right? Who knows, right? We take a loss for the channel, only selling for $400. Who knows, right? I don't know. I can't predict the future, but we're gonna have some fun either way, and we're gonna bring some really cool games back to the Cornercade and some new stuff that hasn't been here before, and possibly bad dudes. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, that's I've seen a lot of cabinets for sale that are way overpriced, man. I seen a Killer Instinct for $2,500 on eBay. Guys, go see the Killer Instinct. The Killer Instinct Pro, right? That's 2.5 times what it was retail. I'm like, dude, 800 is like the most you'd be paying. But hey, you price it, you never know, right? Vic Bitch is like, hey, I got one last question, but it's a doozy. What happens when we mod all these deluxe cabs, and then in the next year or so, XL cabs start popping up everywhere? That's okay. We're just like a filler, It depends what they're gonna release in the XL form factor too, because if it's XL Pac-Man or so, we got to get something that's like different, right? Different. That's why I went back to the wheelhouse to say, okay, what is arcade one up? I was sitting at this desk, of course, had the lights off, camera off, and I was sitting at this desk, and I was like, okay, let's go down this list. Somebody made, if you actually type in arcade one up, like complete games list of games made or something on Google, somebody made like a doc spreadsheet thing of all the games ever made. I'm like, kudos to you guys in the community, man. That's insane for the research. So I scrolled down, you saw your T2s, you saw your Ridge Racers, right? And I was like looking, like, yeah, we could do a Fast and Furious, a Ridge Racer into a Fast and Furious, and that's not gonna tickle my fancy, So I kind of went down that list, and I was like, okay, like these are kind of like the games that could easily be made happen. Like, the Darkstalkers cab would look really cool, and it's something that could easily happen. And it would give, it would give 6 new games in the Cornercade if I were to get another Street Fighter, Deluxe. But for right now, I think that's where a lot of us are at. So, if these companies are listening, you can the money that we're gonna spend is going elsewhere now. So like you gotta communicate. I don't care if it's a court thing. You gotta say something. There's gotta be you talk with the lawyers. If there's any cease and desist or anything out there, you gotta be just transparent and say, look, yes, this happened, but it's coming. We're just gonna make adjustments. It's coming. Like that's all you gotta say. It's all you gotta instill some confidence back to your buyers. If I was working for these companies, this is exactly what I'd be saying. It's like, guys, we cannot go radio silence. You got people every day dropping pre-orders off. We got to keep that hype train moving. So that's where our money's going now is other avenues and other routes. And we'll see what happens. You still hope, obviously, CornerCade does something that, media went up and works with other, brands and does more cool things. And you hope Basic Fun can kind of pull through because there were some real exciting things there. I mean, when we listened to that podcast live on air, holy cow. I mean, I was reinvigorated again. Like it was my first day discovering arcade one-ups. When I saw a video by Third Floor Arcade with Jason and Michael B, I saw their game room tours, and I said, I want to do that in my house like yesterday, right? Like that's where that passion, excitement, and fun was. It's still there. It's just going to take a little bit more time to kind of uncover that. But hopefully we can kind of get you through, guys, with some of our mod projects that we got going on. I know I'm really excited. The games that we're going to be able to play will freshen up the arcade. It won't have the same 5 Pac-Mans, right? I'm sure you guys have been there before, done that. But it'll be cool. We'll have some fun. We'll do our thing here. Okay, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Moderators, as always, I appreciate you here. CornerCade crew members, I appreciate you guys. The guys tuning in each and every day, each and every episode. You know who you are. Supporting us through the highs and lows, the thick and the thins. I always appreciate you guys. Guys, leave a comment down below. What'd you think of the show? What are your future mod projects as well? And should we do Bad Dudes? Is that even up the table? What do you think about the 4 that we got? The Frogger, the XMen, and so on and so forth. There's so many titles that we could do. I mean, WrestleMania, wow, Darkstalkers, you name it. We're going to have some fun. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome, guys. Give this video a like on your way out, guys. And as always, this is Danny from the CornerCade, and we'll see you in the next one.